Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking. Thank you so much for being here today, the 14th of June of 2021. Okay, this is your astro update. Obviously, today is the meeting, the exact connection of Saturn and Uranus. Saturn in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus. Now, obviously, Taurus is opposite to Scorpio, and Saturn is opposite to Leo, so this is the fixed cross. Those of you that have got important points, planets at the middle degree, so roughly around the 13th degree, give or take a couple of degrees either way, you're going to be feeling this pressure. Remember that Saturn and Uranus, they've been squaring, all year. Last time they squared was back in February. This is the tower strike that I've been talking about. This is the second meeting of these two. Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn is the conservative. It's the rules-abiding law. Saturn is establishments, authorities. It's limiting its boundaries. Aquarius wants freedom. Aquarius is humanity. Aquarius is philanthropy, it's the collective, it's human rights. So it's how I see this. It's like the people against the governments. And not only, that's on a collective scale. If we look at a personal scale, this would be obviously going against the grain, going against the norm, and wherever there's an injustice or there's limiting abilities to move forward, Uranus is going to break that down. Remember that Uranus in mythology was the father of Saturn, okay, Kronos. Kronos and Uranus, the Titans, are again at war, okay, and of course this will be happening today exactly. Roughly, I'm doing this reading at around 1:30 the time of Greece. So in about 11 hours, so roughly at midnight Greek time. Okay, so they will be exact, but a lot of you will have felt things happening recently. Small things, maybe even, a few things going on where there's been breakages, sudden breakages or sudden tower moments, right? Uranus stands for groups and associations, politics, the internet, it's intelligence. It's also very spiritual. It's ethereal. Remember, Uranus means, URANUS means sky in Greek. Okay, so Uranus is also the collective vision. It's human rights. So I do feel what is good for the people will be happening now as the collective energies are playing out, and we're seeing it on the news. Okay, wherever there's been restrictions, wherever there's been too much discipline, constraining discipline, I'm going to say, limiting abilities to move forward. The boundaries have been just too strict, too stern, too dark. Rules that don't stand, they don't have a leg to stand on. Law and order, that's what Saturn is, and I feel that with Uranus squaring second time, this is another strike, right? Another strike against humanity, another strike against the people, okay? Remember that Jupiter is now transiting through Pisces. It's in its exaltation. It loves being there. It's help from spirit, help from the gods. And remember, this is generational. We've got the grandfather Uranus, the father Saturn, and the son. So it's got to do with generations and karma, because there's been a there's been a cycle where, whatever has been done to someone or to a group of people or whatever's played out in the 3D realm, I feel that with the help of spirit and the divine, I feel that that's sort of going to come back. If it's been unlawful and unfair and unjust, it's going to come back. This is nemesis. Okay, just like when obviously Uranus was doing bad to his children, Saturn was one of his children, right, who took justice over his father. He actually, and I've said this many times, he cut his testicles and overthrew him off the throne. So he took over the power. Remember that Uranus being a divine masculine, it is the ruling planet of Aquarius. Air, fixed air is Aquarius, right? So it's a masculine energy. Saturn, Kronos, is, well, Saturn rules Aquarius as well as Capricorn. Saturn in Aquarius is masculine. So this is like taking the power away in whatever way, in whichever way, from those that are in charge and taking advantage of those who are more vulnerable. And then Saturn overthrew his father, and then history came back to repeat itself with Jupiter taking the throne from his father, okay, dispowering Kronos, tricking him. There was a sense of trickery with Jupiter because Kronos was eating his children, and Jupiter got away with the help of his mother, with the help of Gaia. He got away. Well, not literally Gaia, but a motherly figure, if we can call it that. I think Saturn was married to Rhea, if I remember right. And therefore, yes, there was a change in guard. There was a change in rulership. This could also be playing out in the world, right? Right now. Remember, Nemesis always comes back to put things straight, to bring the justice. Okay, so the second meeting of these two big players, these two titans, right? Clash. There's a clash of the gods up in the skies. I don't know how the weather's been in where you're residing. We've had very unstable weather. We've had downpours in certain places. We've had thunderstorms and a lot of freaky weather. That's Uranus in Taurus. You know, obviously, Uranus in Taurus also speaks to money. So cryptocurrencies, anything to do with money matters. Remember, new ways of doing money. There's been a lot of ups and downs. Bitcoin has recently dropped very much so. A lot of people did not expect that. We're also maybe even looking at a financial crash, everyone. So I don't want to freak you out, but that's what the astrology is saying. So now, what I love about what I'm seeing in the sky is this beautiful, as you can see now, Chiron is still moving through Aries. It's connected with a trine over to the moon in Leo. Leo is generosity, it's kingship, it's leadership, it's the father and the mother have come together. Mars is also here. Mars has ingressed finally and brought some fire to our lives, right? In Leo. Mars rules Scorpio, which is also a fixed water sign, and Aries, cardinal fire. So where there's fixed, let's say there's fixed energies too, that fixed cross, as I said, with Uranus and Saturn, right? The fixed cross here. Mars now, because Mars is also the ruling planet of Aries, the warrior goddess, the soldier, the fighter, the will to move forward. Remember, fire in fire is, it's all about drive. It's all about passion. Leo is fire. Leo is fixed fire. So wherever there's been fixed energies, Mars is there to trigger the stagnancy of fixed signs. Fixed signs don't like change. So Mars is going to trigger the fixed energies to move Whatever's been stagnant and unchanging, Mars is there to bring in the change. Now, the moon is in Leo. The moon is our emotions. It's more about wanting to take a risk and move forward. Leo is children. Leo is creation. Leo is generosity, leadership, love, flirtation. There's going to be a lot of that, everyone, as Mars. We know that Mars and Venus in mythology, they were a couple. And Venus will also conjoin Mars very soon in the sign of Leo. There's going to be a lot going on with love connections, love relationships. Now, how I see this trine, because this trine, we're talking about that open wound, right? Chiron is that physical, mental, psychological wound. It's got to do with leadership, with taking the initiative, Aries, moving forward, starting things, okay? Having the worth, knowing one's worth, and that they've got the ability to strive, to start, to begin. Aries is very much about leadership, right? It's the first sign in the zodiac. So this is helpful energies where we're feeling more emotional, more the ability to take leadership again. Again, Leo, leadership. Aries, leadership. We're talking about fire now. So all those of you that are fire signs will be feeling this. And we've also got a beautiful trine from the moon. This, of course, the moon moves very quickly, but it's connected to the South Node and Juno, the asteroid of commitments in Sagittarius. Remember that we've just had a lunar eclipse in this area here and a solar eclipse a few days ago in this area up here in Gemini. Okay, so the moon, this is the new moon that, you know, has been a solar eclipse, new beginnings, but something needs to leave to make space for something new to take its place. This is an amplified new moon. Now we've got the energy here with Mars and with the moon moving through Leo, the ability to and the need to want to also create, to give birth to something. But this is helpful energy as the South Node and Juno concerning commitments, karmic commitments that we've needed to shed. We're going through a shedding of, because of that lunar eclipse in this area. Juno is our commitments. What sort of commitments are you letting go of? Is it the way you, is it what you believe, Sagittarius? Has it got anything to do with other cultures or a sense of your upbringing or your beliefs to do with the past, your religion? Okay, what is your truth and what are you needing to let go of here? Because this is a beautiful fire trine that's very helpful. This is divine help that's coming through. And also it is connected through sextiles here to Saturn. But the focal point here is the moon right now. It's a very emotional time, very emotional, and there's fire here as we're needing to start to get the courage and start to move forward. Move towards what we desire, right? Leadership. Take leadership. Have the confidence to move forward. So Saturn, we know, is all about karma. He's connected in a sextile to the South Node and to Juno. So we're dropping anything to do with limitations, anything to do with someone stunting or stopping our freedom, the freedom to think out of the box, which is Aquarius. Remember, Aquarius is intelligence, strong intelligence, is very scientific. Saturn is also sextiling over to Chiron here in Aries. So this is, obviously, it's helpful, but we need to take the initiative to work through this open wound. Okay, not be frightened. Saturn is fear, right? Not to be frightened, to look into that open wound and do the work on it. Okay, there's also a beautiful sextile over from Chiron over to Black Moon Lilith, which she's a dark deity, and that's also helpful to fix whatever this is. I mean, for me, Black Moon Lilith, she's a dark energy. She's, if I could describe her as our shadow side, okay, she's also about justice. If there's been no justice, okay, this is us looking at both sides. Gemini, right? The twins making a decision to be able to heal that wound. Okay, this is a psychological wound. Okay, now Gemini is communication, it's collaboration, we've just had that new moon there. So this is helpful energy. We've also got from Saturn's trining over to Black Moon Lilith and the North Node. So these are helpful energies coming from Saturn for a new beginning. So I love that, absolutely love that. Okay, so what else do we have? The Sun is now at 23 degrees of Gemini. Okay, Venus is still transiting through Cancer. She's still very sensitive here. The fire or the temperature is going to rise very soon, everyone. Just so you know, it's going to start to rise real soon with Venus entering the sign of Leo. That's going to happen soon, not yet. In a couple of weeks that will be happening. But what else is going on here that's important is Jupiter, which is very spiritual, in moving through Pisces. He's going to get, I think, till the 11th minute, 2 degrees and 11 minutes. So he's stationing now. He's slowing down very much. So he's getting very amplified. He's starting to stop, and he's going to fully stop and then start to turn the opposite way. So he's going to station to turn retrograde. That's going to happen on the 20th, so in about a week. As I said, he's very spiritual. Pisces is also illusion. It's also very compassionate. This is divine help, I would say, very much so, from Jupiter, but also where there's been deception, because both Neptune, who rules Pisces, and Jupiter, which Jupiter is in his exaltation, they're both very spiritual, they're divine. They can either expand, let's say, anything spiritual, or maybe even expand also the illusion. And Jupiter, remember, is all about justice and truth. I do feel, because that eclipse that we had, the solar eclipse, with Mercury on it, right, was in square to Neptune. Okay, was in square to Neptune. So we're going to, and a lot of lies that, a lot of deception and lies are starting to be spoken of. They're starting to be seen. We're seeing the media starting to look at things from a different perspective. Was that true? What was going on then? Why did they sweep that information, let's say, under the carpet? Why, with this pandemic at the beginning of 2020, why were they not looking at a different form of healing, and they were pushing other forms of so-called healing, right? I don't want to use the words, because if I use those words, the video will probably come down. So you know what I'm talking about, because remember that Neptune in Pisces can also speak of deception. It's also because Pisces is right opposite Virgo, right? Virgo is our physical health. It's practical health. We go to the doctor to get something healed, to take medicine. What is Pisces? It's medicine. It's, sometimes with Pisces, right? Pisces is obviously, it's not something that's tangible and physical. It's what we believe. It's what we imagine. It's what we create. So, and I'm going to say also, because Virgo and Pisces, they are connected to our physical and our spiritual mental health is Pisces. And it is connected to medicines. So there's been a lot of deception, and a lot of things are going to come through. slowly and gradually. Expect shocking news to come through as well. Tower moments with Saturn and Uranus. Uranus is the truth. It's having that 2020 vision. It's got to do with science, right? The crazy scientist, right? Money matters connected to science, to medicine, to the people. You all know where I'm going with this. You all understand what I'm implying. Expect to see things that are going to shock the world, and I feel it's going to happen very much so now, mid-year. Now, remember that Uranus also speaks of politics. It rules Aquarius. Saturn is in Aquarius. A lot of things are going to be shown concerning the votes, the recounts that are happening now in the US. A lot of truths are going to come up, and the news is going to be shocking everyone. But there's going to be a sense of freedom, the freedom, right? Because up to a certain point we were, and we're still not really able to speak our truth. There is no democracy. I mean, I'm living in Greece, the land of democracy. There has been no real democracy. It's all a facade. And all this facade will be uncovered. It's like, think of the magician, Mercury retrograde, right? Mercury, which rules Gemini, this solar eclipse, Mercury rules Virgo. That mask, that facade is going to be discovered. It's going to be communicated. It's being looked at from both ways. Gemini, right? There's a lot of back and forth. Okay, and why is Mercury retrograding for 9 whole weeks in Gemini? What is it? Why are the children connected to this? Why are they forcing the children to do what they think is right? Why are they playing with human lives like that? I cannot understand. Pluto in Capricorn, right? The patriotism, the boss, the darkness. Remember that Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Capricorn is tough. It's hard work. It's needing and putting all that effort in to climb that mountain that is ahead of us. We've been challenged to the point where we need to climb that mountain when we're trying to do the work. Sometimes it's impossible. That's why I feel we've got Uranus and Saturn here. So matters to do with the past and the future. We're in between the past and the future, where there's a lot going on. So we're in between two worlds right now, metaphorically, literally. Okay, we're bound to a certain place where we're residing. We're not allowed to move. There are small periods of and the ability to move, but up to a certain point there's still limitations. That's what's going on this year, the whole year, with South Node in Sagittarius. We're not allowed to move towards a distance. We're not allowed to speak our truth. We're not allowed to believe in what we've grown to believe, or maybe because of the South Node transiting through Sagittarius and the North Node transiting through Gemini, it's a time to look at things now. Look at things from a different perspective. If what we've learned to believe is not true, maybe we need to take off those blinders now and see if there is something that's been planted within us, a dogmatic religion or beliefs to do with our past, with our upbringing, maybe even with a past lifetime. South Node. And are our commitments that we shouldn't have? It's a time to release. Are they holding us back? This is not healthy. It's time to grow into Gemini. Gemini matters are at the fore here, and we need to have those conversations and have new beginnings. Okay, what is going on here is Jupiter is also in conjunction here to Mars. Okay, we know that Jupiter amplifies on everything, and in conjunction is something that needs tweaking. We want to move forward. Okay, we want to be generous. Are our beliefs holding us back? Is there something that we need to learn? Is there, if there are difficulties, and there have been difficulties, do we need to keep believing that this ability to create, we've got that ability? Jupiter in Pisces, if this is a spiritual connection, some of us may be doubting that. I mean, Mars in Leo is very sexual. If this is a love connection, Venus is going to come and conjoin here with Mars. So for Leo and fire signs, I should say, not only, though, it's going to be pleasant, yes, but remember also that Mars is going to get to the 13th degree, and he'll be triggering Uranus and Saturn. There's going to be a T-square that's going to be formed, and the pressure is rising. And a T-square is, the pressure needs to be, like we're wanting to move forward, wanting to do new things, but we're bound. We've got the ideas, we've got the need and the want to move forward, and then we start to move forward, and then there's bang, right in front of us, boundaries, restrictions. That's where the pressure's got to find a release point. So the release point will be right across from Taurus, obviously, which will be Scorpio, okay? Because Uranus is in Taurus. It's got to do with our money. Now, for everyone, Taurus and Scorpio, this axis is in a different area of life. It will not speak to all of you in the same area of life. The energies, though, are the same. Also, Aquarius and Leo, in which area of your life are these signs? Okay, also we've got the Sun in conjunct with Pluto as well. That will be in about 2-3 days, just before, let's show you. Okay, so here we've got the 15th of June. Tomorrow, let's watch as we move forward. Okay, Jupiter is ready to turn retrograde here. There we go. You see, he went to the 11th minute. He's stationed and turned retrograde. Remember that when a planet is retrograde, he is more powerful because he is closer to the Earth, and he also brings back matters to do with the past. This is like a break where you get to see what you need to work on. What is the subject for you? What is the issue? We're given a pause, a moment to look over and redirect the energies, change things up. And of course, we've got the Sun ingressing, okay, the solstice into Cancer on the 20th, 21st of June, wherever you are, depending on in the world. So, yeah, now we've also got Juno still retrograding. He's going to jump over the nodes very soon. I think he'll get to the 8th degree here. So mutable signs, well, the mutable signs are not going in and, not having it easy at all with these eclipses on, Gemini and Sagittarius. Obviously, Virgo and Pisces are also affected here. Okay, so as soon as, on the same day, actually, as soon as Jupiter turns retrograde, so on the 21st of June, roughly, and the Sun ingresses into Cancer. Cancer is, it's cardinal water, right? So it's all about our home, our family, our lineage, okay? The Sun and the solstice is very important. It's a time when we change seasons, so the energies shift very much so. Okay, and then straight after that, in a week, let's say exactly, Just watch Venus and Neptune. Can you see this trine over? So Venus in Cancer, very sensitive, very homely, very loving towards family, someone's heritage, someone's safety. This could also be, I mean, money coming through. For those of you that, let's say, just to give you a fair idea, those of you that have got Aries on the rising, this would be obviously in your 4th house. Okay, so it all depends on your rising sign and what sign you are, but it's all about home, family, and the past. Remember, with Mercury retrograding, matters to do with the past are coming back, and now with the Sun moving through Cancer, it will be very prominent to do with someone's foundation, their stability, their parents, their mother, right? And this trine over to Neptune, this is very magical indeed, magical energies. The ability to create something wonderful. And straight after that, Mercury is ready to turn direct. So on the 22nd, 23rd, as you can see here, Mercury has now stationed to turn direct. Now, obviously here, we've got all these oppositions here as the moon is on the south node. That's really interesting because, remember, this is the first time that the moon will be right opposite from that solar eclipse, or this is the moon after that lunar eclipse, the full moon, right, on the 26th of May. So this will be a very important time. Expect information to come through. We're going to start learning a lot of things here because Mercury will be direct, right? Look at how strong, I mean, with the moon and Juno, things to do with our commitments, our home, our country, our beliefs. There is helpful energy to heal that open wound, okay, with having shed what we've let go of, okay, and being able to move forward. This could also be indication that the work that we've been doing, we've sort of got, you know, the binoculars, and we can see into the future that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that what we've been working hard towards and manifesting, there is an indication that we can, and that we're on the right track here, I believe here. This is very positive indeed. So helpful energies to shed anything to do with the past, anything that was holding us back. Okay, we're seeing the truth now here. And because also with Venus trining over to Neptune, the ability to create, right? Okay, and we're obviously here, we're leaving this, we're moving away from this square. Remember that these two will square again. They will square again, Uranus and Saturn, at the end of the year. So, oh wow, look at this. Something karmic. This is a Sessi square, everyone, from Venus over to Juno, to the south node, and to the moon. Mark the 23rd of June on your calendars. I feel that that's going to be quite an important day. And also another Sessi square from Black Moon Lilith, Mercury, and the north node over to Pluto. Right? Something again karmic that we're shedding, that is transforming, that is dying. And Uranus, the ability to speak, to know, to communicate, to let go of. We've got another in conjunction here with Uranus. So the ability that strike, that lightning strike, that tower moment has taken place here, or is taking place here, I would say. And we've also got Venus in opposition to Pluto. So where something in our lives was not meant to be there, or we did not like it, or something needed to transform concerning our money matters. And opposition is a tug of war, remember. It takes two to tango. If there's no balance here, something will die concerning money, concerning love, concerning values, and in relation to our foundation and our goals, our career, our future. All right, everyone? And last but not least, looking at the most positive day of the year, where are we? The sun at 2 degrees, and it's trining over to Jupiter. Jupiter retrograde, as Jupiter will be ingressing back into Aquarius. He's got unfinished business to deal with. Okay, and he's going to return back to this position at the end of the year. But this is the most positive transit of the year. Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. The sun, clarity, healing, spiritual enlightenment here. This is helpful energies from spirit. So much optimism, so much connection to the divine and to spirit. This, remember that the sun is clarity, it's love, it's the heart. It rules Leo. And obviously Leo is rulership, and it's fire. Yes, this is also the sun. The sun is our signature. Has this got to do with our countries? The sun in Cancer, the Cancerian area is the home. What makes you feel at home here? There is a divine connection here. So is this a relationship? Is this a new home? What is this for you? What is this for you? Because remember that there is a massive amount of healing, spiritual indications here, spiritual help, to be able to see what's true, to be able to see that we're on the right track. Jupiter, remember, we're wanting to go on that adventure. We're wanting to have our freedom, the freedom to feel at home where we're residing. Okay, if it's on a 3D plane or even on a higher realm, right? So where are we residing? I do feel as though we reside on different levels, on different dimensions, at different times. All right, everyone, I will leave you with that. Lots of blessings ahead. Yes, tumultuous, difficult energies, but also beautiful help coming through from spirit. Don't lose hope. Whatever is going on for you, keep working at it. Keep those strides. Baby steps, one step at a time. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Love you all so much. Thank you for your comments too. I'd love to hear from you. Ta-da.